Greetings, it's me, Dr. Paul Gerhardt, and I just wanted to make a quick video to help you get started on your final project. As we do in the management program, we have team projects in all of our classes, or most of our classes, for the purpose of helping people learn the subtle nuances of working in a team and practicing it. I know that each of you has worked on teams before, and if you're in the workplace, you're part of a team. Sometime in your life, you're going to be part of a team. And if you're a manager, you're certainly the lead person on that team. And so there's lots of things to be learned. And every time you do an assignment like this, you learn lessons about yourself if you're introspective. You learn about time management. You learn about leadership and you learn about prioritizing. So, this is a friendly reminder of some best practices to help you be successful in your team. Well, this video is created specifically for my human resource management team, but I'm going to share it with the all the classes, so that people can work on it, whatever the project is for the final for the class, so that it's available for everyone to get on the same page. So all organizations need teams, and the libraries will always have research to help you become an expert. So even though you graduate from college with a college degree, that means that you should never stop going to the library and know that there's resources available. Our team projects really have the expectation that you know stuff, but you're also going to go to the library databases and read what the experts have researched about each of the topics. And of course, the final projects are really designed in an academic way to help show that you have gone through the learning process of learning the core learning outcomes that are designated to your class, and that you understand, at least in theory, how to apply it. We're an applied business program. So hopefully you find this video helpful. Sometimes you'll see announcements from me or hear me say, don't be the weak link on the team. And that's really a pretty important concept. All teams need all people to be giving their best work, and not doing so is a selfish thing. And that's why I'm famous for failing students who don't follow through in going to team meetings and researching every single question and bringing your research to talk about to the team. And that's why I also expect your team to be documenting your individual research uh, in the week 2 team workspace with your last name on it. That way, if a dean audits the class or someone uh, complains that they should have earned a grade, it's all transparent. So everybody needs to be researching every section of the final project and documenting it in the week 2 workspace area. That makes it transparent. Don't wait till the last minute, and don't copy what your team members do. Don't even look at what your team members have submitted. Do the research first, deposit it, then go to your team meetings and talk about each and every individual section, and then start writing it together. Everybody needs to be working on the writing, but the final project should have one single voice. So I should not see first person pronouns like me or I in the final project. This is a professional document. I mean, technically, if you gave it to a company employees, they would feel like they had a professional document there. So the first thing to do as a team member is review the syllabus and project instructions as a team. Break the assignment into smaller tasks based on the syllabus criteria, what you think would work best, and then identify the deliverables and the deadline. So I'm a huge fan of making sure that you have early deadlines. If it's due in week 9, finish it in week 8. But finish it early, so that everybody can practice the meeting early deadlines, and that way no one has to stress about it. And then again, remember this adage of making sure that you are giving your best quality work. Every employer expects that when they hire you, when you promise you're going to be their best employee. Well, practice delivering, being the best team member possible. Just practice it. Where you put your focus, that's where you put your results. We all have very busy lives, and it's disrespectful not to dedicate time to doing quality work and meet the expectations that your team agrees upon. Don't create drama. Don't use AI or artificial intelligence in our classes. That's considered cheating. So be an honest person. You don't be the person that gets your team in trouble by breaking any of the rules or cheating. Um, you'll get fired in the real world if you cheat. And practice being an honest person. Most people are honest, and that's what's expected of you in a college situation. Be a good person. Practice being a good person. Some best practices: working on a team is assign roles such as a project manager, research lead, even though everyone needs to be researching every section of the final project. Everyone needs to be a writer, but maybe you have someone that is a better writer than others that can help other people do some writing. Everybody needs to be an editor because everybody's being held accountable for the quality of the product. So read it. Do not use AI to edit your paper. You guys edit. Read it out loud. Um, Decide who's going to put together the PowerPoint. This is a pretty important skill, and you gain some valuable experience when you put the PowerPoint together. Again, PowerPoint presentations generally have large headings and a few bullet points and pictures. And they are not something that are meant to be read to your audience, but to help the audience know what the reader is talking about or the presenter is talking about. So it's only a tool that visually helps support and reinforce what the expert or presenter is talking about. Make sure that everybody is on the same page, too. That's the last bullet here. Set clear goals. Agree on the project goals, content structure, and format of the final project. Professional and cohesive team presentation, and document goals in the reference section. Or document your goals so that everybody can have it for reference so you can get on the same page. I'm sorry about that. Use tools like Google Docs, Microsoft Teams, or Trello. I use Zoom if you got it. Organize folders for drafts, for your research, for your PowerPoint slides and resources. You can use the week 2 workspace with your last name on it. That in my mind, that keeps it all transparent, and it's expected. You got to do it anyway. So you might as well use that area to document your work. Um, Make sure you have a weekly schedule and you're meeting weekly for virtual meetings using Zoom or Microsoft Teams, whatever you choose. But set a consistent day and time. Find a time that works for everybody. And if you're um, working, find an agreement on how you can contribute to the meeting. Maybe you're recording the videos and maybe you're communicating back and forth through a app like the Band app that allows you to share text messaging. Yeah, make sure it's always a good idea to set up a group text to keep everybody on the same page. Be a good person when you're working on teams. Don't create drama. Do your part. That people's grades are important to them. It's just a respectful thing to do. Um, Use platforms like Zoom or Google or Microsoft Teams. Share agendas in advance and document your minutes. Develop a timeline with early deadlines. Remember, if it's worth doing well. Practice the professional skills of meeting early deadlines. Set milestones for researching, drafting, editing. I'd be saying, how about we research these first three questions or these first three prompts here by this time? These next things from the syllabus we should have done by this time, and maybe even start writing the paragraphs and documenting those, as well as showing where you got your research from specifically. So establish early internal due dates and then draft the paper. I mean, everybody should take part in drafting the paper. That way, you're all earning your grade. It should have one voice in it. Don't necessarily assign sections, have uh, write it out. So, I mean, if team members disappear or drop out of the class, you still have major sections of the paper to work with before the due date. One person will need to have a YouTube link. If I can't see it, I can't grade it. So I would make sure that you figure out who is going to upload the YouTube presentation up to YouTube, and then have all your team members check the link individually, since you won't get credit for it if you don't do it. And then make sure you allow time for revisions. Everybody should be reading every section of the final project to make sure that it's thorough. Does it meet the expectations? If you were given, for the example of the human resource manual, if you were given the human resource manual and you just started working for the company, would you understand what the expectations are? So that's the whole purpose of doing these assignments. Practice doing quality work that would be seen as amazing in today's workplaces. And then make sure you design and record the presentation. You're using a PowerPoint, and I like using Screencast-O-Matic, but there's a lot of different ways to record your presentation. A lot of groups are recording short videos and embedding it into the PowerPoint, then exporting the PowerPoint as a movie. That's a great way to go. So create a professional PowerPoint summarizing key ideas from the paper. You're not copying and pasting paragraphs. You're using short bullet points and pictures and headings that you expound on, not read, but expound on in your presentation. And you should make sure that your presentation in this HR class, the expectation is no longer than 20 minutes. So you have to practice to see. Don't just wing it. Practice to see how you could keep the whole presentation within 20 minutes or whatever the allotted time is according to the syllabus. And if you don't know what that is, ask your professor. Your professor wants you to be successful. So make sure you're rehearsing and recording the presentation as a team. Make sure you're clear on deadlines. Make sure you're clear on which sections each team member is presenting. If I don't see your face, and I would make sure you're saying your name. Hi, my name is so and so. Today I'm talking about the so and so, very clearly. Dress for success. You're in a program that's teaching you how to be a professional. Dress like a professional. If you're curious what that looks like, watch the news and see what the news anchors are wearing, women and men. And then upload the final recording to YouTube, and again, test that recording. Communication and accountability. Use a tool like Slack or WhatsApp for communication. I just was introduced to the Band app. I know that there's a lot of different apps available where you can have group communications. Set expectations for responses, provide regular progress updates for weekly meetings, address conflicts promptly and constructively. That's a big part of working on a team. I will not argue with my coworkers. It's unprofessional. But if I see things differently, I'll navigate those differences in a respectful way. And I will show that I am listening carefully to the other perspectives because I may not know what I don't know. But that's another huge reason why our advisory board continues to ask us to make sure that we have team projects in our class, because team skills are one of the most important skills that they are expecting of employees. So if you want to grow with a company and make really good money, you have to be a good leader and you have to be a good team member. And that means learning how to navigate conflict in a mature and respectful way that's constructive and gets things done in a respectful way. We don't always like our coworkers, but we always have to be professional as we engage with them. The same expectation is expected in the student handbook of the college. So be a good person, practice uh, effectively navigating conflict or perspectives that are different, and show that you're considering those perspectives. So, some good things to remember is proofread, finalize the training manual or the final paper with proper formatting and citations. We use APA 7th edition. There's lots of videos on YouTube on APA formatting. If you have questions about that, ask your professor. Review PowerPoint slides for professionalism and accuracy. Make sure you are using a checklist that everybody can double check with to be on the same page. Confirm that you have thoroughly met the expectations of the syllabus, and then ensure that your YouTube link is accessible. If I can't view it, I can't grade it. No late work is ever accepted in my classes. So submit and reflect. Submit your final paper and the YouTube link early. Identify it in Canvas. Look at those due dates. Ask your professor when it is due if you are still in question. Reflect on team performance. Evaluate collaboration and outcomes. And provide constructive feedback for improvement. Remember, college is about learning. And nobody comes into college as a perfect person. You do come with some great experiences that are valuable, but if you're open to seeing things differently and doing things differently, you become a better employee, a better leader, and a better quality human being altogether. And a key reminder that everyone researches every section, everyone writes each section, and everybody presents the sections that you agree upon with your team. Record all research in the week 2 workspace that's provided with your last name on it. That keeps it transparent. And if you're doing that every week and you've got every section documented in there, the dean, when they review it, they'll make sure that they support your perspective. But if you don't document it on a weekly basis and you're not thorough and you're not showing quality work, that's what the dean is going to see. And the dean isn't trying to get anybody in trouble, nor is your professor. They just want to make sure that everything is fair. So do the right thing by being a quality person, doing quality research, and document things in a timely manner because you've made your class a priority. You're paying for it. You might as well make the most out of it by doing the most you can with early deadlines. So where you put your focus, that's where you get your results. So work collaboratively with your team members and learn the lessons along the way, but be mature, be respectful, manage your time wisely, communicate, and take full responsibility for your own actions. Those are some keys to success. Thank you very much for taking time to watch this 20-minute video. Together, we succeed in creating an outstanding final project. If you have questions, contact your professor or make sure you talk about it or read the syllabus before you contact me. Have a great day because only you get to choose how you feel about it. I'm Dr. Paul Gerhardt.